1. Pride on yourself, an eerie thing you do. Pride in oneself and one's accomplishments can be a positive and motivating factor in personal development. It involves feeling a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment in one's achievements, both big and small. It can help build self-confidence and self-esteem, which in turn can lead to a more positive outlook on life and a greater sense of purpose. However, it's important to note that excessive pride or an inflated sense of self can become a negative trait and lead to arrogance and a lack of empathy towards others. It's important to balance pride with humility and to recognize that everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. 2. Self-esteem. Respecting yourself and not putting yourself in compromising situations. Self-esteem is a crucial component of personal growth and development. It involves having a positive self-image and feeling confident in one's abilities and worth as a person. Respecting oneself is an important part of building self-esteem, as it involves setting healthy boundaries and not allowing others to treat you poorly or put you in compromising situations. It also means taking care of oneself, both physically and mentally, and treating oneself with kindness and compassion. Having high self-esteem can lead to greater self-confidence, better decision-making, and healthier relationships with others. However, it's important to note that self-esteem can be fragile and may require ongoing effort to maintain, such as practicing self-care, positive self-talk, and seeking support when needed. 3. Loyalty. People, obligations, and to your word. Loyalty is a positive trait that involves being committed and dedicated to others, as well as to one's own obligations and values. Loyalty to people means being supportive and dependable for those close to you, whether it's family, friends, or colleagues. It also involves being trustworthy and keeping confidences when appropriate. Loyalty to obligations means fulfilling commitments and responsibilities, whether it's work-related tasks, personal goals, or social obligations. Lastly, loyalty to one's word means keeping promises and being true to one's own beliefs and values. Cultivating loyalty can help build strong and meaningful relationships with others, as well as instill a sense of integrity and honor within oneself. However, it's important to note that blind loyalty can sometimes be harmful, and it's important to be able to recognize when loyalty may be misplaced or when it's time to reassess one's commitments. 4. Compassion. Thinking about the world outside of yourself and taking action. Compassion is a positive trait that involves feeling empathy and concern for others, as well as taking action to alleviate their suffering or improve their well-being. It involves being aware of the world outside of oneself and recognizing the struggles and challenges that others may face. Compassion can lead to a greater sense of connection with others and a desire to make a positive difference in the world. It can also help to build strong and meaningful relationships with others, as it involves being present and attentive to their needs and emotions. Practicing compassion can also have a positive impact on one's own mental health and well-being, as it can foster feelings of kindness, generosity, and gratitude. However, it's important to note that compassion should not be a one-way street, and it's important to also practice self-compassion and take care of oneself in order to maintain a healthy balance. 5. Respect. You don't have to agree with people all the time, but you can respect their opinion as well as respect them as a person and human. Respect is a positive trait that involves treating others with dignity and consideration, regardless of their beliefs, opinions, or backgrounds. It involves acknowledging and valuing their inherent worth as human beings, and recognizing their right to their own thoughts and feelings. Respect can help to build positive relationships with others, as it involves treating them with kindness and understanding, even when there are disagreements or differences of opinion. It can also lead to a greater sense of empathy and compassion, as it involves recognizing and validating the experiences and perspectives of others. However, it's important to note that respect should be mutual, and it's okay to set boundaries and assert one's own needs and values. It's possible to respect others while also standing up for oneself and maintaining one's own beliefs and principles. 6. Motivation. Intrinsically and extrinsically motivated to move forward. Motivation is a positive trait that involves being driven and energized to achieve one's goals and aspirations. It can be either intrinsic or extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation comes from within and involves a personal drive and passion for a particular task or goal. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, comes from external sources, such as rewards, recognition, or social approval. Both forms of motivation can be important in driving personal growth and development. Intrinsic motivation can help to foster a sense of purpose and fulfillment, as it involves pursuing goals that are meaningful and fulfilling to oneself. Extrinsic motivation can provide external validation and recognition, as well as tangible rewards, which can be motivating in their own right. However, it's important to note that extrinsic motivation can sometimes be short-lived, and it's important to cultivate intrinsic motivation in order to sustain long-term commitment and engagement. Ultimately, motivation involves having a sense of purpose and direction in life and being willing to put in the effort and energy to achieve one's goals. 7. Passion, something burning deep inside. Passion is a positive trait that involves having a strong and intense enthusiasm for something. It's a feeling of excitement and energy that comes from doing something that one truly enjoys and finds meaningful. Passion can be for anything, whether it's a hobby, a career, a cause, or a relationship. It involves having a deep and visceral connection to something, and feeling inspired and motivated by it. Cultivating passion can be an important part of personal growth and development, as it involves pursuing activities and goals that bring joy and fulfillment. It can also lead to a greater sense of purpose and direction in life, as it involves doing something that is deeply meaningful and rewarding. However, it's important to note that passion can sometimes be intense and all-consuming, and it's important to maintain a healthy balance and avoid burnout. It's possible to have multiple passions and to pursue them in a way that allows for rest, self-care, and a healthy lifestyle. 8. Honesty, live up to your word. Honesty is a positive trait that involves being truthful and straightforward in one's words and actions. It involves living up to one's word and being accountable for one's actions. Honesty is important in building trust and respect with others, as it involves being transparent and reliable in one's communication and behavior. It can also help to foster a sense of integrity and authenticity, as it involves being true to oneself and one's values. Practicing honesty can also have a positive impact on one's own mental health and well-being, as it can foster feelings of self-respect and self-esteem. However, it's important to note that honesty can sometimes be difficult, especially when it involves admitting mistakes or acknowledging uncomfortable truths. It's important to cultivate a sense of compassion and empathy, both for oneself and for others, in order to navigate these challenges with integrity and grace. 9. Courage, the ability to do something that scares you. Courage is a positive trait that involves the ability to face one's fears and take action in the face of adversity. It involves being willing to take risks and pursue one's goals, even when there are obstacles or challenges in the way. Courage can take many forms, from physical bravery to emotional resilience, and it can be cultivated through practice and intentional effort. Courage is important in personal growth and development, as it involves stepping outside of one's comfort zone and challenging oneself to grow and evolve. It can also help to build confidence and self-esteem, as it involves overcoming obstacles and achieving goals. However, it's important to note that courage does not mean being fearless or invincible. It's natural to feel fear and uncertainty when facing challenges, and it's important to cultivate self-compassion and self-care in order to navigate these emotions in a healthy way. Ultimately, courage involves having the willingness to take action in the face of fear, and the resilience to bounce back and keep moving forward, even when things don't go as planned. 10. Self-confidence. Face difficulties and challenges with confidence. Self-confidence is a positive trait that involves having a strong belief in oneself and one's abilities. It involves feeling capable and competent in various areas of life, and having a sense of self-assurance and self-reliance. Self-confidence can be built through a variety of experiences, including personal achievements, positive feedback from others, and overcoming challenges or obstacles. Cultivating self-confidence is important for personal growth and development, as it involves developing a positive and resilient sense of self-identity. It can also help to foster a sense of agency and control over one's life, as it involves feeling empowered to pursue one's goals and dreams.